Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Concepts to Conversations. Today we have Veronica Medina, one of our BlueBird Strategies members, who's going to discuss with me key factors that contribute to a successful trade show or conference. Hi, Veronica.
Hello.
So, Veronica, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at BlueBird.
Okay. Well, I've been working for BlueBird for about 3 years now, and my expertise is more in event management and project management. So for the past couple years, solidly, I've been doing event logistics for one of our clients, and been learning a lot about, what makes a successful event.
Great. So when we're talking about trade shows and conferences and being successful, the first thing that comes to mind is timing because I know it takes a lot of planning and a lot of effort that goes into it. So why is it so important to ensure that you have enough runway for your event?
That's a good question. So, um, it's really easy to, when events are coming up, to kind of get bogged down with your day-to-day work and not pay attention to what you can do ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you really need is about 8 weeks before the event to get going. The first thing you want to do is decide, what's your goal of the event? Is it going to, get as many leads as you can? Do you want to close business? Do you want to educate the people who you're going to see, on your products? And once you have decided what those goals are, and it could be more than one, that's going to set you on a path to decide on your messaging. And your messaging is going to be important for the entire planning of the event. It's going to impact the demos that you use, who you want to work in the booth. It's going to impact the audience that you are targeting to visit you at this trade show. And it's going to help you customize your collateral. It's probably going to help you determine if you're going to do giveaways, and if you do, what they'll be, so that you can tie everything in to one kind of theme for the event. And also, with this 8-week runway, you need time to kind of get your microsite up on your website so you can promote yourself at the event. You're going to want to do email campaigns. You're going to want to have your sales team reaching out to their customers and prospects and finding out who's going to be there. You can also use the time to try to get either your customers or maybe some of your staffers on the agenda as speakers for the trade show. There's just so many things you can do and set up to get the most out of your investment. I mean, everybody knows that trade shows are so expensive. And so if you're going to spend the money, you really want to get that 8 weeks in advance so you can get everything lined up so that you're getting the most out of it.
Okay, well, that's a good segue into my next question, which is what are other ways that you can get the most out of these events aside from just your booth? You mentioned email marketing and things like that, but what are some other suggestions that you have?
Yeah. Well, one of the good things about events is that you have everybody in the same location. You have your prospects, you have customers, coming to one location, so you can do a lot of things with them, aside from just visiting them in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple ideas is getting private meeting space. A lot of times you can purchase that as an add-on to your sponsorship, or you can just find one, within walking distance of the trade show. That allows your salespeople to find out who's coming in advance and then setting up those meetings and talking to everybody one-on-one as much as they can. There's also, one thing that I've seen a client do is create a lounge space where their customers and check email, grab a bite to eat, have a coffee, and just escape the trade show noise for a while. Another good thing to do are customer appreciation dinners. The trade shows usually end 5 or 6 o'clock, and you can, get a great restaurant in the area and invite your customers out. Even further, you can invite prospects and customers to a dinner and match them up so that you're matching prospects with similar issues as your customers. And in those cases, you just let the conversations flow, and your customers can do some selling for you to those prospects.
What's the best way to allocate funds for successful events if your budget is tight?
Yes, and that happens to a lot of people. I would say that throughout the year you're going to be doing several trade shows, and it's always good, for the big ones to kind of do everything. Not only have a great booth, but also do a dinner or the lunch and learn, and do as much as you can. But also during the year, there's a lot of smaller trade shows where the investment you put in, you're really not getting that much out of. And for those ones, that's where it's good to consider a smaller booth or even no booth at all, and just going to those locations and doing some of the things that we just talked about. If you do have a tight budget, you should really consider doing something like that, and saving some money on the booth and spending it where you can get some great conversations going.
Awesome. Those are great suggestions. Thank you. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us. I think that this will really help our viewers, get the most out of their trade show investment. Again, this is Veronica Medina. She's part of the BlueBird team. So thank you for joining us.